morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is where you are, all my viewers. This is your boy MC Chipano reaching out with a little bit of pertinent information that I would like us to share so that way we can get to appreciate the situation. I know, like some of you, I am one of those that I feel like I am tired. I've reached a point where I just don't want to hear any more of it. It has become like an old tale talking about COVID-19. But if you are like me, a medical professional, it just doesn't get old for you. Every day you go to work, it just doesn't get old. And I must be very honest with you, I have been taking care of COVID-19 patients now since February till this date. And each time I go to work, like I say, it just doesn't get old. There's something about COVID-19 that is just hard for me to sit quiet at this point in time. The one constant we know about the virus is that there is an ever-increasing changing nature, the ever-increasing changing nature of the information about COVID-19. And that is for no other reason but the fact that it is a novelty. It is a novel virus. We don't know so much, so we have to continue to update ourselves with the information we know about COVID-19. You know, there was a point in time we were preaching, hey, it is contact. Then we came and we were preaching, please, it is droplet. And the CDC stepped it up and said the virus can be aerosolized. And for those of you who are not medical professionals, it simply means that some solid particles or liquid or some form of droplet hanging in the air and staying in the air for a considerable period of time. And today, not today, but in recent times, there is now what we call, there's an airborne element to COVID-19. And I feel that we need to know that there is an airborne element of COVID-19. The CDC actually says that they believe that the longer, the closer, the riskier. If you're going to be in an environment that is airtight, close proximity with others, and you're going to be in that environment for a longer period of time, you have to know that it is a risky activity. The CDC also insists that activities that require heavy breathing, and when we talk about heavy breathing activities, we mean examples like say like exercise. Exercise is an activity of heavy breathing. Another example would be like singing. Singing is also another example of an activity of heavy breathing. And it is safe to say that speaking in a very forceful way, aggressive way, arguing, or if you're just from a culture that I come from where we speak as though we are in a fight with each other, you have to acknowledge that these are all activities of heavy breathing, and so they compromise the environment and they make it really unsafe if you're going to be especially in a closed airtight space. And I'm insisting on this video at this point in time because there is the move from more outdoor activities to more indoor activities because it is a time when there is like this change in weather pattern. We're now moving away from the summer, the fall, and we're going closer to the winter period too. So it's going to get cold and we're going to be severely compromised. But that is not the problem. The problem about all these things I've said is those of you who want to be indifferent. I want to beg on you. Please do not be indifferent for whatsoever reason. I recognize that there are some people that their best effort may be insufficient. For whatever that reason is, their best effort may be insufficient. They're going to do everything. They're going to wash their hands. They're going to keep this 6 feet. They're going to put on their mask. And they're still going to end up having the virus. If you are one of those, well, I feel bad for you. And we pray that you get better. But for others, please do not compromise your effort. Do not compromise your effort. Because if you do, you're going to find out that you're going to find yourself in a position that you would regret this decision that you have made to compromise your effort, especially we're going towards the winter season. And before I go, I want to let you know, this is very important. no two people have the same blessings. And you might need to think about this before you move on. No two people have the same blessings. For the older folks, we already know how compromised it is being old and how this virus affects you. And I do not want to rekindle that fact. But for younger folks, it is very important for you to know. It is very important for you to know that I have taken care of COVID-19 patients who are young folks. And most young folks do not know their underlying conditions. They do not know their underlying conditions until they show up in the hospital being hit severely by the effects of COVID-19 virus. And so that's the first time they are discovering that, oh, I have this condition that compromises me a lot. And so I'm here to tell you, young folks, please do not relent your efforts. Do not be a part of the statistics. Make a conscious attempt to practice safety everywhere you go. If you do not, you might find yourself, again, like I say, a part of the statistics. And before I go, I just want to plead with you with every bit of the information that I know. Please know more. Act like you know more. Know better. Act like you know better. And especially for the young folks, it would behoove of you to know that COVID-19 virus is real. I do not want you to be a part of the statistics, a part of the count for any reason. Thank you very much for taking time to listen to me. I welcome your contributions. I welcome your subscriptions. I welcome your questions. And if there's anything else I can discuss about, feel free to reach out to me and we'll be able to share our knowledge. Thank you once again, your boy MC Jibano. One love.